Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I'm not very happy when my predictions come true, especially or the negative predictions come true. In this case, they are doing what they do best. They escalate, the mountain slope theory that I talk about. Just start slow and then eventually you get to the point, to the decision that was made 2 months before. The same now with the Houthis and Yemen. The U.S. decision to attack them, and I think that they will have military bases on Yemen's territory. I think it's coming. It's coming true. That the decision has been made whenever the Houthis started trouble for Israel and Americans in the Red Sea. And I said many times before, when that little thing started over there in the Red Sea, I said the Americans will attack, obliterate the Houthis, and will create military bases to make sure that the maritime traffic is unimpeded in that area, so they don't go the shorter route, the Russian route. Think about that. Keep that in mind. Do you think it's just because of that? Yeah, maybe the Russians, triggered the Yemeni Houthis to do this garbage, so the companies don't go this way to Europe, go the other way. The shorter route, actually, the better route. But it's the Russian route, therefore, that should be avoided at all cost. So what happens? Because the Americans are strong, are the strongest. They always, and that's the key word, always attack always smaller entities in packs or in a group. United States doesn't attack one country alone. The examples are numerous in the past 30 years. Just look for them, okay? I can just mention a few. Yugoslavia, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria. They do not attack alone because they're too strong. So again, look what the Americans are doing now. Reuters, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus a map, 5 articles plus a map. U.S. launches Red Sea force as ships reroute to avoid attacks. Or, that's even better, U.S. announces 10-nation, the keyword coalition, to combat Houthi attacks in Red Sea. I got more. It's not only this right here. But my point, I will tell you who the 10 countries are. Remember, courage, they tell us, is in groups. All right? And coward, or how should I put it, being afraid or being a coward, is always in alone, being alone, singular. Therefore, if you fight alone against many, that means you're a coward. And those many are courageous. Obviously, it's the other way around, but what do? We have to fool these baboons, which let themselves being babooned, or considered as baboons, because they still have the beer in the refrigerator, their games and stupid shows, and the handouts. That's still okay. When that goes down, you're gonna see the baboons agitated. You're gonna see them. So let's go and look how Americans put together the brave coalition. But before that, let me show you this. So here is a bunch of videos I made on the issue, on the Yemen. And this one from November 26, and they were even before that. U.S. Navy troops attacks and rescue the seized Israeli billionaire-linked vessel. U.S. will attack right here. Yemen in self-defense. U.S. claims missile fire. Netanyahu tells them, hey, if you don't destroy those guys, we're gonna destroy them. And guess what Americans do? And I'm gonna show you with a picture. Right there. You see this picture? Now you tell me why this picture is here and this title is here. So I personally would not put this picture with Israel Defense Minister with this idiot right here. You thirsty boy? Yeah, too much alcohol last night. Anyway, I wouldn't put this with the title because that would tell some not that I don't know, or I don't connect the dots. I connect the dots, obviously. Is the wrong dots? Okay, thank you. That means the U.S. launches the force, which is the coalition, for that. So that means they're fighting for these guys? I wouldn't have put this one. Why do you put it in this context? That's a wrong picture, or maybe it's the right pictures for the baboons. Right? The baboons have to make it together. United States, Israel, fuck everybody else, and we're gonna get even other weasel countries to protect. It's for our own defense, they tell us. Okay, the Houthis, not that it is a good thing. They said they're gonna attack only tankers that belong somehow are connected to the Israelis, to the Zionists, they call them. So that should be the Zionist problem, shouldn't it be? The Israel problem, isn't it? No, we're right there forming a coalition. And why? Because Houthis are small. We don't form a coalition towards, let's say, Russia. We don't want to get engaged with Russia in a little fight. No, we have the Ukrainians who do that for us. And when the Ukrainians are going to be all gone, then probably we can activate idiots from other countries. There are many idiots ready by their elected officials to push them forward again for imaginary grievances. And they think Russians want to take us. You know what? We're going to attack them first. Anyway, so let's see the countries here. Remember here, and they tell us here, file photo, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Israeli Defense Minister meet. Why do I need to have this one over there? It's any connection? Yep, but they don't want us to have it, to make it. The United States on Tuesday launched a multinational operation to safeguard commerce, but they give us this picture. Okay, man. In the Red Sea as attacks by Iran-backed Yemeni militants, that's what you say, forced major shipping companies to reroute, fueling concern over sustained disruptions to global trade. So it's global trade, but we have this picture. Okay, man. So let's see what happens. I got a list somewhere here, and we're going to look for the list. And it's right here. Austin, who is on a trip to Bahrain. It's on a trip to Bahrain, but they post this picture. I know this is not Bahrain right here. Why is that, man? Why is that? Again, memorize that one for me. There's going to be a question of getting a job in the future. Okay, so he is on a trip in Bahrain, home to the U.S. Navy headquarters in the Middle East, said Britain, Bahrain, Canada, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, I don't know what these guys are, and Spain were among nations involved in the Red Sea security operation. Wow, the same kind of weasels. I don't see Deutschland, and you know what I mean. I don't see that one here. Britain always, and is first. Why? Because he's the house servant. Bahrain, okay, we need your territory. That's why we need from you. Canada, yeah, just a name. France, wannabe. Napoleon has been dead for 200 years almost, right? More from two. And then you got Italy, and then Italy, I don't know why these guys. Meloni, who's part of the gang. Netherlands, 10 million people. What the fuck are you doing? You wanna... Well, you got Wilders now. Norway, I don't understand these guys lately, to be honest with you, Norway. And Spain, I don't understand that either. Now, if you look over this, just to be fair with you guys, and I don't have any reason not to be, you find over there a lot of countries that have had colonies in the past. We got Britain, we got France, even Italy tried to make some in Africa, right? We got the Netherlands, we got Spain. They don't look too good. I don't understand Norway. Really, I don't understand what the fuck Norway is doing and why Norway is like this. They were already allegedly implicated in the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines, according to Seymour Hersh. What's going on? The Netherlands, again, former countries that had colonies lost them all, and now they want to do what? It's Canada, 40 million people, with 10 million people outside with the immigrants. Do you think that those guys have Canada in their heart? They all have probably I can't tell you, but something else in their heart. And remember how many infiltrators you got in among those, let's say, 10 million. Go and see how much a house costs, let's say in Toronto, for instance, and you bring more immigrants. If you want to buy a townhouse, a decent one, you pay about $1 million for something like that. $1 million Canadian. Now that house, if you bring it to the United States of America, will be about, I don't know, $300,000, $350,000, no more than 400,000. I know more. For 1 million. So they have a house shortage in Canada somehow, but they bring more immigrants. They can't, their economy is not booming, but they bring more immigrants. What's the logic? My cousin told me that the Canadians want to be like the Americans. They want to bring more people because they have this problem, because there are only 38, 39 million people, and Americans are 330 million people. So you need this to populate, and then you're gonna be, yeah, but you don't populate with populate with your own. Anyway, let's move on here. Let's get to, this is the Great Coalition. Okay, let's go to the next article here, which really says the same thing. U.S. announced 10-nation coalition, the same thing. We're gonna go to this one. And this is from Sputnik. U.S. escalation in the Red Sea, a lose-lose proposition. This is a letter that one of the Houthis leaders sent to Dear America. It says here, the hubris, and abject idiocy of U.S. plans to open yet another conflict that they cannot hope to win, and that cannot lead to anything but the destruction of the world economy, can only be described as criminally insane. In a recent letter to quote unquote Dear America, the Houthi leaders wrote, plural, and I'm quoting, a desperate plea for reflection. The consequences are dire, and the responsibility lies with the guardians of the American dream. Beware, for the path you tread upon carries weighty consequences reverberating across oceans and continents. Choose wisely, end quote. That's a warning. That's a warning. You know, I don't think the Hungarians have to care, or the Bangladeshi, or my friends from Zimbabwe should be caring about this warning. Only the good countries, click, should care about that. What do you think they mean by that? They're going to unleash something in your countries. In your countries. The choice is between demanding an end to the Gaza humanitarian tragedy or escalating the conflict into a war that will have global consequences. The US has already announced its intention to choose the latter. It is a choice for which the American people, if they allow it to happen, will suffer gravely. Warning. Well, and for what? You want me to show you for what? I'm going to show you a picture. Can you guess what picture I'm going to show you? Well, I don't have to show you because it's too obvious. Right, let's move to this little map so we know who's who, what's what. So the things happen here, the garbage happens here in this area where Israel is located, right here, right? Now you have here Yemen. This is where the maritime traffic goes towards the Red Sea. It goes to Suez Canal right here, and they go to, I can show you, they go to the Mediterranean Sea, go to Gibraltar, go into Atlantic Ocean, and they go like this into Rotterdam, mostly. The Netherlands, sounds familiar, is one of the countries of the involvement. If Rotterdam doesn't get the shipments, that country is going to do what exactly? I think Rotterdam is the biggest port, the European port that gets the supplies from wherever these guys are bringing. Manufactured things, because Europe manufactures garbage, right? Weapons, that's what they are going to focus on. So here is where the Americans are going to have bases, in this area, in this corner. I think all this right here is going to be covered by the Americans. They cannot allow this to happen, to have these guys control this little narrow passage. Now, the Yemenis, the Houthis, said they do this because they want to destroy, or at least get involved in this garbage here. Okay? Now, interestingly enough, I'm going to show you a country that is not part of the good coalition that would see the consequences of these guys, and that is India. India does not participate. India is right here. Russia Today, 19th of December 2023. What does it say? India sends warships, plural, to Yemen's coast amid Red Sea tensions. The two guided missile destroyers were tasked with patrolling the waters near Aden amid disruptions involving Houthis rebels. Do you want to know how many vessels the West has over there? I will show you. Just bear with me. Right there, and this is from the article from Sputnik. They tell us how many vessels are over there. As of now, not the coalition, the US and UK have moved at least 24 combat ships into the seas off the coast of Yemen to protect global shipping lanes, and says this is the lie. The Houthis have clearly stated that one, that they are only targeting ships serving Israeli interests, and that all other shipping is under no threat, and two, that they are willing to cease all military operations against Israeli shipping as soon as Israel stops its attacks on Gaza and West Bank. So when you are going to hear your masters telling you, or our masters telling us, that it was unprovoked and the Houthis are just crazy, you remember this, what they said. They are only targeting Israeli interests, ships, because and they will stop as soon as Israel will stop its war in Gaza. You got that? The unprovoked Russian attack on Ukraine has the same things. They tell you it's unprovoked, but if you ask the Russians, they come with a list of what they call provocations. Remember, in any fight between at least two entities, you don't listen to only one side or the other side. You listen to both sides, and then you say, well, when we feel threatened, no, it was just a unprovoked attack. Okay, it was an unprovoked attack. I believe you. I don't talk to you. Fuck you. I don't like you. That's the way it is. So again, remember that one. 24 combat ships are in the area. The Indians are sending 2 ships that are not with a coalition of the good and the strong and the courageous. Makes me throw up. And the problem is not throw up with these guys who make this garbage. That garbage of news should be intended for tards. But the problem is they are coming from Reuters, right? Reuters and Agence France Presse. Okay, so these guys are making the news right there. Agence France Presse, and then you got the Reuters. What bothers me is they say such garbage to the population with nonchalance. They don't care. Why? Because the baboons will not catch it. Not all of them are baboons, but most of us are baboons. Most of us. So, what are you going to do about it? So this bothers me when I read this kind of articles. I'm saying you need a 13-year-old brain to buy the garbage these guys are feeding us, vomiting on us. Remember, Hollywood makes movies that are targeting exactly that bracket, below 13 years of age. That's what they said. We don't want, that's why, look at the Hollywood movies. They don't intend to have for 14, 15. No, level is 13. They said it. I remember that about, I don't know, 20 years ago when it was at Cannes in France, when it was that film festival, which I don't care about. These are whatever. Some clowns, not clowns, some court mimes. This what the actors were, court mimes. Take some food from here, my leftover, and they now, some of them are, the VIPs, the personality, Tom Cruise, yeah, he makes, good, people want to watch that, that's fine, but that's all, a mime. They're artists. Okay, all right, they are artists, but remember, we pay for them to entertain us. They're entertainers. Entertainers, that's what they are. They have to, and we're like, I got entertained. Are you not entertained? Anyway, so remember the gladiator? Yeah. Are you entertained? Smack. Good. I like that. Anyway, so it's for them. It's for this level that these guys are writing the articles for. What can you do? vote, right? So I was talking about that Cannes uh, festival where it was over there a French, I think, a director or movie, whatever. He was asked, so what are you going to do? The Hollywood was going to you up. And he said, well, as long as Hollywood targets the population between 13 of age, we still have the rest of the world above the age of 13 that would probably watch our movies. And I was like, oh shit, it was more than 20 years ago. I think I was, I don't know, I was about to tell you, I don't know, more than that. Maybe when I was, I'm much younger. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. The willing, strong guys are gonna attack the Houthis. Stay strong in the name of defending us, protecting us. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. You can't make shit up, man.